This is TaskSpoon, the series where I aim to complete the collection log by doing one randomly generated task at a time. After completing the medium tier, I'm ready to attempt some of the longest and hardest challenges yet as I move on to the hard tier. Welcome to Season 3 of TaskSpoon. Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 76 of the TaskSpoon series. In the last video, I got spooned another drop. I'm not going to spoil what it is, so if you haven't seen it, you can go and watch that first. We ended by rolling a task to get a Phantom Muspah unique, which has a lot more to it than I thought when I initially rolled the task. So I'm going to do a little bit of planning while I'm here at the Sacred Eels. I need to stock up on some Zulrah scales, and then I will reveal my plan in like 2 seconds for you, but it's probably going to take me like a half hour. The Phantom Muspah is one of the newest bosses to be released in Old School RuneScape, and I've never actually killed it before, nor have I done the quest to access it on any account, so this is all going to be new to me. The drops are very good in terms of both raw money and supplies for an Iron Man, so I'm very excited to unlock the boss. The uniques that we're going to be after, well, technically the Ancient Essence counts as a unique, and it's essentially guaranteed to get some amount of essence from every kill, so we really just have to go there and kill it once, but we do need to unlock it, which is going to be a little bit more complicated. In order to access the boss, you need to have done the quest Secrets of the North, which is a master level quest. It's not very long, but if you take a look at the requirements, there is a lot that I haven't done yet. And I haven't yet gone through to make sure I can do all of these, but I will say this quest is messing with my plan. I really wanted Romeo and Juliet to be the last quest I completed for the Quest Point Cape, but that's not going to happen, so thanks Secrets to the North. But yeah, I'm going to look through the quest and all of the requisite quests that I need to do to make sure that I have all of the skills and can get all of the items. So let me go and do that real quick. The only even remotely difficult quest that I'm going to have to do is making friends with my arm, and even that isn't too bad. You do have to kill a couple of enemies, but for the most part, it's pretty easy, and it gives some really good rewards, both in experience and access to new stuff, like the fire pits are super nice, disease-free herb patch in Weiss is super nice, you can direct teleport room, troll stronghold, that's kind of cool. So yeah, this is going to be good, lots of cool unlocks, and then we'll be able to do Muspah. So I'm just going to go start with the quests. I'm going to start with the easy ones, like Romeo and Juliet, Hazel Cult, Devious Minds, those kinds of ones. And then we'll end with making friends with my arm, and then Secrets of the North, which again, I've never done. So hopefully that's not too hard. But yeah, let's just go start. I just got a cooking level cutting open eels for scales. That's funny. Alright, I am done editing. I've been fishing sacred eels for like 8 hours. I have 3 clues I'm going to go do, and then we're going to go start these quests. Okay, we are ready to get going. Going to start with Romeo and Juliet, as it is the easiest and quickest of the quests I got to do. So yeah, just going to run back and forth between these two people for like 5 minutes, and then we'll be done. Cool! Quest complete. That took me 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Moving on. I think we are going to go do Hazel Cult. I think that is the next quickest one on the list. Hazel Cult, start. And Hazel Cult finished. Next quest I'm going to do is Devious Minds. I recall this quest being fairly quick. I remember trying to do this quest when I was a kid, and because I could start it, I just assumed I could do it. But you need to use a large pouch to hide something, and to use a large pouch, you need to have 50 rune crafting, and I was like level 12 or something, so I could never do it. But yeah, I believe this quest is pretty quick, so gonna go start that one. Alright, here we go, Devious Minds. Alright, and this should be Devious Minds completed. Some nice little experience bonuses there. And let's see, what are we gonna do next? Oh, I need to get the ghostly robes. I wonder if RuneLite has a quest helper for that, because I think it's a mini quest, isn't it? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I am so happy I upgraded my jewelry box. There's so many useful teleports with these two things, like Fishing Guild teleport right over here. I don't know. I'm not used to having them, so I keep forgetting that I can use it, but it's so nice. So I'm pretty sure for this mini quest, you just have to go around Gillinor and talk to a bunch of ghosts, and then they give you robes. I don't know if I've ever done this before. I think I have like one time, so yeah, I guess I'm gonna figure out what this is all about, but it shouldn't be too bad. Why would they put a quest objective where I have to have a conversation with a guy that gets interrupted by combat in the middle of a bunch of aggressive, high-level NPCs? Whose idea was this? I'm sure there's a lot of interesting story bits happening that I am holding spacebar through, but this mini quest is terrible. It's literally just run somewhere and hold spacebar for 60 to 120 seconds and then get a useless piece of gear that I'm only going to use for this upcoming quest. But we're done. I can move on. I needed this for the General's Shadow, which is another... Is that a quest or a mini quest? I don't even know. Have I done this before? What am I even doing? Alright, so yeah, I needed the full ghostly robes to do the General Shadow, which is a mini quest that I don't remember, but it says talk to this guy, and General Khazard. Isn't that the guy from Fight Arena? Oh yeah, you need to finish Fight Arena to do this. Okay, well, let's go do this, I guess. I guess that's it? I don't know. So this Shadow Sword, apart from actually looking kind of cool, is actually one of the items you need for a Master Yuri clue. So I'm just going to hold on to that. And I get a 10,000 XP lamp for doing Curse of the Empty Lord, which is going on Herblore. So with all that out of the way, we have 2 more quests before we can do Secrets of the North, being Cold War and Making Friends with My Arm. Cold War is probably easier, so I'm going to do it first. I don't really remember this quest at all, but I remember you get to be a penguin, and that's kind of cool. Alright, here we go. Starting Cold War. Like I said, I haven't done this quest in a very long time, but just reading through the guide on the wiki, it doesn't seem too bad. Just a lot of running around and doing stuff for people, like most quests, so yeah. Alright, and Cold War should be done here. That was significantly shorter than I remember it being, which is nice. And apparently I have a cutscene. Okay, Cold War done! Nice! Now the only quest we have left is Making Friends with My Arm, which is going to be the longest and most difficult quest that we've done by far. But it shouldn't be too bad. I do have to kill a couple bosses in there, but I don't remember them being very difficult. And after I got these cadaver berries, I've already got all the items, I've got all the skills, so let's just go start. So, you know how trolls are named after the first thing that they eat? And so, like, burnt meat, the first thing he ate was some burnt meat, and this wolf bone, the first thing he ate was wolf bone. Do you think these trolls named Cook, did they eat, like, other cooks? Or, like, somebody named Cook, like Dane Cook? Anyways, we're starting Making Friends with My Arm. Is there any strategy to this part of the quest, or do you just click and hope? Because, I mean, I'm just going trial and error here, but I'm clicking where the arrow is, and sometimes I make it, and sometimes I don't. Hey, cool, I made it. This is, like, the least fun type of mechanic in a quest, where, like, there's nothing really you can do. You can't react to it. You can't, like, predict it. I'm just clicking and hoping that I don't get hit in the head with a boulder. But, like, it just doesn't work. Am I doing something wrong? quest helper arrow says to click here, so I click there. It says wait a few seconds, then swim to the east shore. I wait a few seconds, and I swim to the east shore. And then I get hit in the head with the boulder. I don't know. Alright, this is the part of the quest where I get to do the shoosting. Looks pretty easy. Just turn on prey range and run around when he throws the boulders. So yeah, just gonna go for it. And this should be the end of the quest, maybe? Hey, nice. Good XP rewards, too. And I think I mentioned it before, but there are actually some really useful unlocks from completing that quest, so that's nice. Hey, 81 mining. One thing that quest unlocks is the ability to build fire pits around the game, which offer various bonuses depending on where you build them. For example, the giant mole cave, the lumbered swamp, and the Muspah harmless cave all provide light, so you don't need a light source. The Weiss fire lets you use the farming patch, which is a disease-free herb patch, I'm pretty sure. The Mortmire swamp makes it so your food doesn't get rotted by gas. And the God Wars Dungeon one, which I think is the most useful, makes it so your stats don't get drained as you're walking in. So those are all useful. You do need to mine some of the salts to make them, which I will probably do. It says mining all the salts will take about an hour. I don't remember where I read that. Oh, right here. Mining all the salt necessary to build all the fires takes about 1 hour. So I'll probably spend the hour doing that, as well as I'll need some more for a portal. You can make a Weiss portal. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So I need to do some AFKing to finish the last video, and I figured this would be a good time to mine some of these salts. I did the math and figured out how much I'm going to need for both of the 2 teleports in the Portal Nexus, which is 1,000 casts worth each, and to build all of the fires. So I'm going to try to work towards that while I finish this video. Figured it would be a nice and AFK activity. You just kind of have to click on the rock once and then wait for it to deplete. So yeah, gonna go back to editing and mining some salts. And the reason I'm going to get enough to put both of the teleports in the Portal Nexus, specifically, even though you need 1,000 casts worth, which is a lot, once I go back to doing herb runs forever in the future of this account, I'm going to want both of them. The Troll Stronghold one is extremely close to that one, and the Weiss one, that's the only real fast way to get over here. As well as I'm going to need to come back here for both the quest and killing Muspah. So I'm definitely going to want the Weiss one. The Troll Stronghold one, it'll be nice. I guess it's not 100% necessary, but while I'm here, I might as well do it. Alright, I've mined everything I need for all of the things. And yes, it took a very long time. The salts themselves were pretty quick. They were a lot more AFK, and you get a bunch of them each time you successfully mine the rock. But the basalt took a very long time. I think, honestly, this took me like 6 hours total, I think. So I wasn't doing it extremely efficiently. Like I said, I was editing and doing some other stuff. But I can go and put both the teleports in my house and go and make all the fires, which I think I'm going to do right now before I forget, and just so I don't have this stuff sitting in my bank. So I'm going to go do that real quick, and then we will go get started with the quest. First things first, Weiss and Troll Stronghold in the Portal Nexus. Use up all of that. Go to Weiss, build the fire over here. I forgot the steel bars and mahogany planks. One sec. Okay, let's try that again now that I actually have everything. Build the fire pit. Now we can use the herb patch. Cool. I'm not going to because I'm not really doing farm runs right now, but it's nice to have. And the lumbered swamp cave. Now I don't need a light source in here. And the giant mole cave. Also don't need a light source in here. Mortmire swamp fire. Now gas won't rot my food, and I won't experience swamp decay, which, to be honest, I didn't know was a thing, and I had to Google what it actually did, but now I won't have it. And the Muspah harmless cave. Now I don't need a light source in here. And lastly, but arguably most importantly, the God Wars Dungeon Fire, which means I no longer experience the stat drain when I'm walking through here, which is, like I said, probably the best reward of all the fires. So, yeah, now that we're done with all that, we can go and start Secrets of the North. Alright, so I quickly read through the quest guide on the OSRS wiki, and this quest looks really easy and fairly short. I mean, there is a couple combat sections. The assassin fight looks extremely easy. I've never killed Muspah before, so that one might be a little bit more difficult to learn. But to be honest, if I can do Song of the Elves quest in the first try, Muspah shouldn't be too hard, I wouldn't think. So, yeah, just gonna get started. Technically, this is a master level quest, although it is medium in length. I feel like this is not very hard. I mean, I guess I am at the point of the game where, like, my levels are really good, and my gear is pretty good, so, like, any combat's not going to be that hard, and anything that isn't combat in RuneScape quests is mostly just holding the spacebar and clicking on the right thing, so I guess I shouldn't expect too much, but I was expecting it to be a little bit more difficult. I guess I shouldn't say anything until I actually fight Muspah. So there's some sort of assassin in here, and you gotta put the assassin in the smoke bomb so you can hit him, dodge the poison fire. I don't know, it can't be too hard, right? Alright, made it to the Muspah part of the quest. I'm gonna go get some gear and resupply and see if I can figure out how to kill the boss. Okay, so I've looked up all the mechanics, and it looks like brown phase, you pray melee, and every other point of the fight, you pray ranged, and then swap to magic if he's doing the purple magic ball attack, and then you don't get hit by the spikes, and you hide from the shockwave, and you smite the prayer shield, and you just kill the boss. So it seems easy. Let's go do it. And I think this is the end of the quest, maybe, possibly. Hey, good experience rewards too. Damn, 60,000, 50,000. Alright, time to go kill Muspah for real. Hey, 78 agility. Hey, 70 thieving. One thing I wanted to mention briefly before we get started, you can get Ancient Essence from mining these Ancient Essence crystals in the Gorok dungeon, but they don't count towards the collection log for getting them this way. You have to get it as a drop from the boss, so this doesn't count to complete the task, but this is something that I will probably almost definitely be doing in my AFK time. It is very AFK. These ancient crystal rocks last for 60 to 90 seconds. As you can see, there's 3 of them here, and it just swaps between the 3 of them. So if I ever need to do some editing or what have you, I can just click on it once and then AFK for 60 to 90 seconds, which is great for me. And I will need some of this ancient essence, 150,000 of it to be exact, in order to saturate my imbued heart. Now, if I didn't get an imbued heart, I would have no reason to do this. The only other use for Ancient Essence is to make upgraded magic restore potion thing, which I don't need because I have an imbued heart, and to charge the Venator bow, which I also don't need because I don't have it yet, and I would need to get 5 Venator shards, and that's not going to happen anytime soon. So, I will be doing this just to get Ancient Essence in order to saturate my imbued heart eventually, but obviously not right now because that doesn't count for the task. But I just want to mention this is something I will be doing in my downtime. As you can see, it's not that fast. The only benefit of this is it's very AFK. So when I want to do something else, I don't have to pay attention to the game and I can at least work towards something. But yeah, moving on. So I'm just looking a little bit more into the gear setup for killing the actual Muspah, who is harder, and it recommended using the Arceus spellbook. That way you can use Thralls, and you can use Ward of Arceus, which prevents the corruption effect, which was the prayer draining effect, which sounds great and all, but after I have all these runes, prayer potions, damage boosting potions, stamina potion, teleport to house, Book of the Dead for Thralls, my entire gear switch, I feel like I have no room left for food. Like I'm just gonna die, aren't I? I mean, maybe that's sort of the thing, is like you just have to get better and then you don't die, but this is kind of scary. Well, the only way to get better is to practice, so let's just do it. Oh, let's go, first try. Now, I'm not gonna lie and try and say that that was clean by any means. It took me 7 minutes and 43 seconds. That's not what you want to see. I think that is proving that maybe I'm not quite ready to be farming this boss yet. But hey, we did it first try. I like that. I mean, I honestly didn't think I was going to be able to kill it there at the end. I messed up so much on the smite phase, and it healed so much. And there was a lot of mistakes. But it doesn't matter. It's dead, and I learned. So next time, it should be easier, in theory. But yeah, we get to go get a new task. I'm just thinking back on that fight, and I'm almost positive that I had the wrong offensive prayer up during the smite phase. I think I was still in Mystic Might rather than Eagle Eye, and I'm pretty sure I only summoned like 2 Thralls when I could have summoned like 8, but whatever, it's dead. Complete that task, and let's see what we're doing next. 1 unique drop from Dagonoth Kings. Okay. So, the 3 kings being a Rex, Prime, and Supreme, the melee, mage, and range Dagonoth Kings, they can all drop their respective rings, as well as all 3 of them can drop the Dragon Axe, the Circle, and the Mud Battle Staff. Any 7 of these items would count towards this task, as all of these items are just labeled a unique drop from Dagonoth Kings. They're all in the hard tier, so we're going to have to get them all eventually, but because this is the first one, I would really hate to get the Circle, because that's pretty useless. The Dragon Axe would actually be very useful, the Mud Battle Staff would be fairly useful, but what would be really useful would be the rings, and because I kind of get to pick and choose which Dagonoth Kings I want to kill, I can choose which rings I want to go after, and maybe unsurprisingly, I would like a Berserker ring. So I'm going to be just killing Dagonoth Rex with Mage. I can safe spot him in the corner, and I won't have to kill the other 2. It takes a little while to find a world and get set up properly, but it should be no problem. I did also recently hear that they changed something about the Spinelips in the room, where they used to roll off of your melee defensives, even though they were a magic or range attack, I don't remember. But they changed them, so I actually need to look up what the gear setup is going to be nowadays. But yeah, looking forward to it. I'm excited. This is what I was looking for. So on April 12th, you can see the Spineless magic attack now acts as a standard magic attack by rolling against the player's magic defense. Previously, it would roll against the player's range defense, but then a week later, it got reverted back to. So the Spinelips magic attack now goes back to rolling off the player's range defense. So you want to prioritize prayer and range defense, because those are the only 2 things that matter, because Rex is never going to hit you, and if Prime or Supreme is hitting you, then you've messed up. So yeah. I love that just a mere couple episodes ago, after doing over 100 Barrows chests, I finally got a Verax helm, and at the time I was thinking, I don't know when I would ever use this, I'm just happy to be done the task. Well, now's your time to shine, because it has high range defense and prayer bonus, and apparently is the best helmet you can wear if you're not on task and don't have a Serp helm. So, you ever throw your Rune Throne Axe and it hits the Dagonoth spawns instead of the door support, and then you can't get into DK's room? Nah, me neither. I also realized that, you know, I've got a portal nexus and I need to get to Waterbirth Island a lot, so I'm just gonna put it in there too. Might as well. Alright, I made it to the end and I have found a world where there is nobody in the cave. Now I just need to get to the side where I can safe spot Rex without the other twos hitting me, which is definitely easier said than done, and I should probably heal up. Usually in a situation like this, you would just get another account to lure the other two away while you went down, or even have two people go in there and one of them kills Prime and Supreme and the other one just kills Rex. But I don't have membership on my main account right now because I don't have time to play it. So I'm by myself. I'm just going to do trial and error and hopefully I can get it set up soon. Alright, I managed to make it over to my safety corner. I just have to make sure that I don't go, like, anywhere past here, because danger lies over there. But, yeah, this is where I'm gonna be forever until I get the thing. For anyone that doesn't know how this method works, you just sort of walk over in this general area and then walk down to somewhere down here, and Rex is too big and stupid to come and hit you. If you look at where his tile is, you can see this tile is getting him stuck on the water there, so he can't actually reach me, which I think is hilarious. But yeah, then you can just freely kill Rex with magic, and like I said, as long as you don't go anywhere out there, the other two, their spawns are like there, and so they won't actually walk close enough to aggro onto you, whereas Rex spawns somewhere around here, and you can just tag him, lure him over here, and then kill him at your own pace. I brought blood spells so I can heal off the Spinelips anytime they do too much damage to me, and yeah, just gonna do this until we get the item. Like I said, hopefully not a Circle. Any of the other items I'm happy with. Apparently, I was mistaken about the drops, which honestly I kind of suspected, which is why I went to look it up. But Rex can only drop the 2 melee rings, the Berserker Ring and the Warrior Ring, along with the Dragon Axe. He can't drop the Circle and the Mud Battle Staff, which honestly makes a lot of sense. The Mage King drops the staff, and the Range King drops the bow. So, yeah, I was wrong. But either way, I still want the Berserker Ring. The Dragon Axe would also be very nice. The Warrior Ring, not so much. So with that new information, considering all 3 of the drops are 1 in 128, it means that I have a 3 in 128 chance of completing the task on any given kill. And if you do the math, that's about a 1 in 43 chance. So this shouldn't take me too long. The unfortunate part is, because you're sort of meant to be killing all 3 of the kings in a rotation, the spawn times are a little long for my liking. I believe they are like a minute and 15 seconds or something. So even though killing it doesn't take very long, I do have to wait here for it to respawn, which can take a while, unfortunately. But, it's all part of the process. There is also a few medium combat tasks here, but because I'm not killing either of the other 2, which there are 2 medium combat tasks to kill each of them 10 times, I'm not really going to worry about it. The only one here at Rex that is a medium task that isn't just kill count related is to kill him while he is immobilized via some sort of freeze or bind. So I probably should have brought some water runes and then just done it right now, but I didn't think about that. I wonder if there are water runes on his drop table. That'd be convenient. In case you're wondering, there are not water runes on his drop table. And that's going to be the 10 KC achievement that I was talking about. That's the only other medium combat task for Rex. Oh, I saw the pop-up. I was so confused. That's the 25 KC task. Cool. If you didn't already know, the Ring of Life has the same drop rate as the other 2 useful rings, so that's a little sad. So do the Rock Shell legs, and this Rune Square Shield I learned is actually 1 in 1024. So my luck has not been great so far, but I am only on kill 33, so I can't really complain. Well, that was kill number 43, meaning we are officially over the theoretical drop rate of finishing the task. Not that it really matters, but the only annoying part is I can't really get up and do anything because I would have to leave the room, and then I'd have to make my way over here again, which is annoying, and I can't log out because there's constantly Spinelips attacking me. So I would like to finish the task soon, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, let's go! I'm currently eating dinner, but let's go! That was the thing that I wanted the least, so that's not great. But let's go! The Warrior Ring isn't nearly as cool as the Berserker Ring because it only gives slash accuracy, so unless I'm using a slash weapon, which honestly most of the time I will be because my whip is my best melee weapon, so I guess it's still good, but the Berserker Ring would have been cooler. Either way, we'll take it, and let's go get a new task, see what we're doing next. Alright, back on the spreadsheet, we can complete that task, 10% in the hard tier. And let's see what we're going to do. Get an enhanced crystal teleport seed. Oh, okay, sure. So when I first rolled the task, I was actually pretty excited for it. It'll be very useful to have an eternal teleport crystal, and I didn't think it would take me that long to get. But I've realized something, that I have made a big mistake in my estimation on how long this is going to take me. And I think I'll reveal what that is in the next episode, where we will complete this task. But that's going to have to be it for this one. So in the next video, I will explain my mistake and what I'm actually going to need to do to complete this task. But for now, that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, don't forget to hit the like button and maybe make sure you're subscribed. Both of those things really help me out with the YouTube algorithm. So if you do that, that would be great. And as always, I want to give a big shout out to all of my channel members. The lowest tier is only $2 a month, so if you want to support me and see your name in the video right here, right on the screen right now, then maybe consider joining. And as always, big shout out to my tier 3 Big Spoon channel members, Alchemist BTW, Zach Martin, and Jack Staumer for the continued support. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. That's going to be it from me. We'll see you guys in the next video.